Male brains versus female brain. It's important to understand that there is no simple answer to this question, as there is a great deal of complexity and individual variability when it comes to brain differences between males and females. Overall, research suggests that there are some structural and functional differences between male and female brains, although these differences are not always consistent across all individuals or all aspects of brain function. For example, some studies have found that male brains tend to be slightly larger overall, while female brains may have a higher proportion of gray matter in certain areas. However, there is also significant overlap between male and female brains in terms of size and structure, and individual differences within each gender are often much greater than any differences between the two genders. It's also important to note that there is ongoing debate and controversy surrounding the interpretation of research on brain differences between males and females. Some argue that any observed differences are largely due to socialization and cultural factors rather than inherent biological differences, while others argue that there may be important biological and evolutionary reasons for some differences in brain structure and function. Ultimately, while there may be some differences between male and female brains, it's important to avoid overgeneralizing or making assumptions about individuals based on their gender alone. Each person is unique, and their brain structure and function are influenced by a complex interplay of biological, environmental, and social factors. Male brain do well work instead of female. This content may violate our content policy. If you believe this to be an error, please submit your feedback. Your input will aid our research in this area. There is no evidence to suggest that male brains are inherently better suited to certain types of work than female brains. While there may be some differences in brain structure and function between males and females, these differences are not typically large enough or consistent enough to make broad generalizations about the relative abilities of males and females in different types of work. In fact, research has consistently shown that both men and women are capable of excelling in a wide range of professional fields, including those that have traditionally been dominated by one gender or the other. Factors such as education, training, experience, and individual aptitude are likely to be much more important determinants of success in a particular career than gender alone. It's also worth noting that assumptions about gender-based abilities and preferences can contribute to harmful stereotypes and biases that limit opportunities for individuals of all genders. It's important to recognize and challenge these biases in order to create a more inclusive and equitable society. How to do brain work. There are several ways to improve brain function and engage in brain work. Exercise. Exercise helps increase blood flow and oxygen to the brain, which can improve cognitive function and memory. Mental challenges. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities such as puzzles, learning new skills, or taking up a new hobby can help improve brain function. Healthy diet. Eating a healthy diet that is rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help improve brain function by providing essential nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Good sleep. Getting enough quality sleep is essential for brain function and cognitive performance. Make sure to prioritize getting enough restful sleep each night. Reduce stress. High levels of stress can impair brain function and cognitive performance. Incorporate stress-reducing practices such as meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises to help manage stress. Social engagement. Socializing and interacting with others can help improve cognitive function and memory. Avoid substance abuse. Substance abuse, including alcohol and drugs, can impair brain function and cognitive performance. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can improve brain function and engage in brain work that can help improve cognitive performance, memory, and overall brain health. How brain receive messages. The brain receives messages or information through a complex system of neurons, which are specialized cells that transmit electrical and chemical signals throughout the brain and nervous system. When information enters the brain through one of our senses, such as sight, sound, or touch, specialized cells in the sensory organs, such as the eyes, ears, or skin, detect and convert the sensory input into electrical signals that are transmitted to the brain. These electrical signals are then transmitted along sensory neurons, which are specialized cells that connect the sensory organs to the brain. Once these electrical signals reach the brain, they are processed by specialized cells called neurons. Neurons communicate with one another using electrical and chemical signals called action potentials and neurotransmitters, respectively. The electrical signals travel down the axon of one neuron and stimulate the release of neurotransmitters at the synapse, which is the small gap between the sending neuron and the receiving neuron. The neurotransmitters then bind to receptors on the receiving neuron, which can either stimulate or inhibit the firing of electrical signals in the receiving neuron. This complex system of neurons and neurotransmitters allows the brain to process and interpret sensory information from the environment, store and retrieve memories, and generate thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The brain also uses feedback mechanisms to adjust its processing of information based on past experiences and current context, allowing for a more nuanced and adaptable response to the world around us. Why brain do weak? There are many factors that can contribute to a decline in brain function and cognitive ability, which can make the brain seem weak. Some of the most common factors that can contribute to a decline in brain function include aging. As we age, our brain function naturally declines. This can result in a slower processing speed, memory problems, and difficulty with attention and focus. Poor diet. A diet that is low in essential nutrients, such as vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, can contribute to a decline in brain function and cognitive ability. Lack of exercise. Exercise is important for maintaining brain health, as it increases blood flow and oxygen to the brain, which can help improve cognitive function and memory. Chronic stress. Chronic stress can have a negative impact on the brain, leading to cognitive decline and memory problems. Lack of sleep. Sleep is essential for brain function, and a lack of quality sleep can contribute to a decline in cognitive ability. Inactivity. An inactive lifestyle can contribute to a decline in brain function and cognitive ability, as it does not provide enough stimulation for the brain to remain active and engaged.